Fantastic. All right. So, welcome to the Summer Game Jam 2024, the X-Place and Unity Summer Game Jam. We are kicking off with the theme reveal right now. And so I'm going to pause for a second because I got two people that just popped into the waiting room. There we go. Got them in. All right. And so we're here today for the theme reveal. I'm Alice. Many of you I've met one way or the other online. I'm Director of Operations here at the X-Place. Also with me, this is a big deal for me, is Maya Rand, our CEO and founder of the X-Place. And many of you have heard about Maya when we are in our onboarding sessions. So I'm really thrilled that Maya's here with us today. And then special guest, Thomas Winkley. He is the senior advocate at Unity and has been working with us to put this whole Summer Game Jam together. So welcome everybody. So glad you are here. And I've got a bunch more people that are trying to get in the room. So let me let them in. There we go. And we're going to keep going here. All right. So today we're going to cover why are we jamming? What is the X-Place? What resources is Unity providing? What are the goodies? How to team up? Additional sessions, and then of course the theme reveal. Okay, so why are we jamming? You can do lots of things, but come to a game jam. What do you get out of it? What's the purpose of it? So one of the things is you're gonna unleash that creative spark. Like Valerie was saying, get back into it. If you have been out of it for a while, get back into it. Brush up on innovative technology. What's the latest that's going on and available to you? Going to meet new and interesting people, like all the folks that are right here in this room right now, and experience the joy of teamwork and experience it, or actually start developing the skills. If you're new to the game dev industry, then this is your opportunity to work with a team. Okay, oops, and I think I had someone pop in. Hold on. Hi, Adrian. I'm going to just mute you. There we go. And then lastly, to refresh and build your portfolio. When you work on a game for the Summer Game Jam and you stay with your team, that game that you create becomes part of your portfolio with the X-Place. It's something that's yours. It's something that you can claim a credit for because you created it. Okay, so what is the X-Place? So we're a trusted community that is purposely, intentionally, exclusively built around the game dev community. For those of you who have not gone around, pushed around, clicked around inside of your profile at the X-Place, I'm sharing with you on the screen just some screenshots of a typical profile. This is Michael Dashow. So every profile has this about card, and you're going to see the opportunity to add skills, credits, and your work experience in your talent profile, so that at a snapshot, at a glance, someone wanting to work with you can see your body of work. Then we also have your portfolio. This is an opportunity for you to say, in addition to the credits that I have, let me tell you deeply about work that I do and what I've done. So you can create as many portfolio projects as you like, and then you can delve into them and give the viewer more details about the work, including a video of yourself speaking about it, which goes to showing your competency in your trade, what you do. And if you didn't see it, if you haven't seen it, it's a tiny little button on your portfolio or on your profile, this little share button. And this results in you having this beautiful card that gets rendered that you can share on LinkedIn, or if you want to do it from your portfolio project, then you can also grab that. And it's just a perfectly beautiful way to demonstrate your profile on the X-Place. If you're looking for work, it's a great way to get eyes on your profile. So consider using that. And then, of course, at the X-Place, we have jobs. We have onboarded plenty of companies, plenty of studios who are looking for talent. So easy to get to. You can go right to the search bar and type in any kind of job you're looking for, any genre, any discipline, and you will be presented with all kinds of job opportunities that you can explore, you can share, and also apply to. And then, of course, we happen to be here for one of these today, the events at the X-Place. So again, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're a trusted community all about the game dev industry. So we are here to network, collaborate, and upskill together. So if you haven't checked it out, there's a ton of events. If you are here because you're part of the Summer Game Jam, you've been signed up for approximately 13 events in the month of June. That all comes as part of your package being in the Summer Game Jam. So we hope that you can attend all of them, but if you can't, that's okay. We just want you to know that they're out there and available to you.
And actually, being signed up allows you to get the recording for it. So we're recording all these sessions so that if the timing doesn't work, you can watch it asynchronously.
Exactly.
Yeah, turning it over to Thomas.
All right. So I'm not going to get super wordy and fancy, but I'm going to share a little bit of information. So really quickly, I'll just reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Tom or Thomas. I work at Unity as a marketing advocate. I'm on the education team. So while I am a Unity developer, most of my focus now with my team is how do we help people, A, learn to make games, B, make games better, and C, how do we help them get jobs? Those are kind of the three things we really think about, which is why I'm so pumped that we get to work with the XPlace. I know Maya knows this, but we have had internal members of our team trying to get us to work with the XPlace for like, I don't know, like 2 years now, I think. I feel like it's been presented at a couple of meetings by now. So I'm excited that we actually get to do this. So anyway, that's just who we are and why we're doing this. And I'm here to share some information. So what version of Unity should I use is a big question. 2022.3 LTS, which stands for long-term support. Somebody says, is .29F1 the right one? That one will do just fine. I don't want to dive into the complexities of dot versions, but we generally drop a dot version on the latest version of Unity every 1 to 2 weeks. So as long as you are in .3, you with the rest of your team, you should be good. But I do recommend with your team, whoever's working inside the editor, make sure you're all on the same version. It'll just make life easier. But my recommendation is 2022.3 LTS. The Unity 6 beta is out. It's super, super awesome, but you should probably never think about building a production thing on a beta software. Just a personal recommendation. So that's the version I recommend for this jam. Experts, of course, play at your own risk. Let's talk about specifically student goodies, and then we'll talk about everybody goodies. So my team specifically serves the student population, college and high school, mostly college right now. So we do a lot of really dope stuff for students, and we give students a lot of really cool free stuff. So first things first, students, of course, get the Unity editor. If you're not a student, you can, of course, use the PE version of Unity for free as well. But something else students get if you enroll for your student plan by scanning this giant QR code is you'll also get access to Odin. So I'm not sure if anybody here has used Odin before, but Odin is actually a a plugin essentially for Unity that allows you to see what's going on. It makes your inspector a little bit better. It also lets you do error and file checking and gives you access to better things. And I actually have a bit.ly link I can give you if you don't want to scan a QR really quick to get to your student plan. But you do have to be a student at an accredited institution. Use your email to validate, or you can upload like your student ID, and we'll get this stuff all set up for you. So that is the first thing. Copy, paste. Ha! There we go. So they get that. You also get a $79.99 valued Cinti asset bundle for free. It comes with a bunch of prototype stuff. It also comes with like a Knights pack, a City pack. So if you want a bunch of 3D assets to get to work on, it also comes with that, and you can use it for environment or you can use it for character work. They're super awesome. They're ready to be uploaded into Mixamo or to be rigged and animated by one of your colleagues if you have an animator on the team. So they're super dope. Proof of enrollment should work, Mikey. Yes. They'll make you upload it and they generally validate within like a couple of hours. So I think when I did my enrollment, it took me like 15 minutes because I'm not a student, but I had to test the flow. I might have gotten a little bit of a fast track because, I can just message the support guy, but it's usually like 15 minutes to half an hour at most. But I think they give themselves a 24-hour buffer. But so that's all the free stuff students get. Students actually also get a 20% off coupon code that's perpetual. But because this is a game jam for everybody, we're making that code for everybody. So if we go to the next slide, so these are the everybody goodies. This is the stuff that everybody gets, regardless of affiliation of school or not. So of course, you can use the PE version of the editor. Unity version control, if you want somebody to collaborate easily with your team, is there, and it's there's a trial that's free. You get 5 gigabytes of storage and 3 collaborators for free, and you'll just go and sign up for the free trial. So if you just Google Unity version control, take you right to that page. We also worked with our Muse team, so everybody can sign up and use a 14-day trial of Unity Muse, and that QR will get you to that. For those that don't know what that is, that's our generative AI stuff for prototyping. And here's a couple things I will share with you to make sure you all know this. If you look up our AI ethics post, and I'm big on this because I am on the fence about how these things are going. All of our AI is sourced ethically. And what I mean by that is every single thing that our generative AI is trained on is actually built by Unity in-house. So we are not scraping client data, user data. We actually have a team. The team builds the stuff. They load the stuff into the model. We train the model and we iterate that way. And that's something that our product managers are very, very aggressive about because we want to make sure that we're not replacing our customer base. We're just helping you all move faster, which is another reason why we highly recommend this type of stuff for prototyping. And then you can push forward once you have kind of the feel you want. If on the asset store you use code Summer Game Jam, it's going to be all caps. You get 20% off whatever you're buying, and that's on top of sales. So if something is on sale for 15% off, we'll actually take 20% off the 15%, if that makes sense, off the discounted price. For some reason I always have trouble to say that. So code Summer Game Jam. So if you're going to be buying assets from the asset store to work on these projects, make sure to use that code. And then I just want to call out some of the partners and friends that we have coming with us. Houdini is providing a Houdini Indie license. Radical Motion is giving you free access to Pro. Genies is giving you an asset pack that they'll be dropping in the Discord. And there's a lot more information coming if you check out the XPlace blog, or if you go to Discord, we'll be posting those and announcing them for you. And then support. I will actually be hanging out in the Discord and jamming along with you all. I will not be making a game to submit, but I'll be there to answer questions. Maya, I saw you on mute.
Yeah, basically I wanted to say that the partners also are going to be on Discord. So if you have any questions, if you need support from them, they'll be available and you can tag them.
Yep. So they'll be there. So if you're having trouble with like Houdini, with Genie, with Radical, with Unity, you can tag me. I will also have some of my colleagues popping in and out throughout the time as the jam goes on. And I think that's everything I'm supposed to like yell at you all today. So I'm so excited to be jamming with you. I'm glad you're all here. The one thing I also wanted to do is, like I said, my team is about opportunity and helping people grow those. So you can find me on the XPlace to look at my work, and you can message me there. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn right here if you want to grow your network in that way. The big thing I always tell people is if there's somebody in my network that I know and you don't know them, feel free to ask me to introduce you. The worst thing I can say is no, and I'll only say no if I actually don't know that person very well. So it's great to meet you all. I'm excited. I think that's the end of my stuff.
It is. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Thomas. It's great. And everybody, these links are all going to be available to you in the blog post. And the blog post link is in the chat, the Zoom chat right now for you. All right, so let's get to the teaming up question, which we were addressing just while we were listening to music at the beginning of the session here. So yes, some people have been teaming up. They've done this with us before, so they just jumped right in and teamed up. How do you team up? You go to your profile in the XPlace, go to the Summer Game Jam and select Games, and then you can scroll through the list of teams. If you're looking for a particular role, you can use this filter to select on somebody might be looking for art. Then you can select that filter and then find the teams that are looking for someone with that skill, or you can add your own game and start your own team. If you are trying to build your own team, looking for other people on your team, then you can search for other attendees, other team members by looking for their discipline and then reaching out to them and inviting them to join your team. It's pretty simple, but if you have any questions, definitely just reach out to us and we're happy to help you get teamed up. If you're having trouble getting teamed up, then let us know that as well. We will help you get teamed up, definitely. Okay, so part of the Summer Game Jam is a whole bunch of events. And for teaming up, we are also doing some virtual events. Many of you are familiar with our coffee chats. We have a blast at those. We have one that's happening tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. PST, and it's specifically geared towards the Summer Game Jam. So each of these June coffee chat sessions are geared towards meeting other people, networking, and yes, we might talk about game dev stuff, but we also will work on getting other people onto our team. As we talked about earlier, you can practically have an infinite number of people on your team, so this is a great way to come and meet folks and build that team and make an even greater game. And then on June 12th, we have the speed networking coming up where you can meet and make connections with fellow game devs. Anything else about those events specifically, Maya?
I was just going to say that we were trying to kind of make sure that there are 4 coffee chats so that people in different regions would have one that they can attend. The one for tonight is like if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Malaysia, or the West Coast of the US, that's probably a perfect opportunity for you to hop on the line with us. And then if all those 4 sessions were not enough and you're still looking, let's say, for that animator or that producer, come to the speed networking. This will be kind of a faster one-on-ones, then you can actually kind of potentially find that missing link for your team. So, and that's going to happen on June 12th at noon Pacific time. All right.
Okay.
One more thing, because that question came on Discord. I'm calling out noon Pacific time, but just FYI, when you're looking at events, events should be displayed based on your time zone. So just FYI.
Which is a huge shout out to your engineering team for doing that. Like that is not always trivial and it is so useful. So just like hug them for me when you see them because it made my life really easy this week.
We will.
We'll pass that along. Yes, thank you. All right. So if you've got a team started, you're still looking for a team, you're looking for someone in particular to the team, you need any kind of help, then please reach out to the Discord mods. And we've got the Discord link in the chat as well as on the screen right now. We're here to help you. We will help you also get a Discord channel that's specifically for your team. So if you've got a team already going, it's important that you reach out to the Discord mod so that they can set up a channel for you. Okay, programming. As we said, there's approximately 13 or 14 events this month, all because of the Summer Game Jam. Some of these great faces on the screen are going to be presenting throughout the month. So first up, we have Story Time with Major Nelson, also known as Larry Herb, or maybe the other way around. Maybe he's Larry Herb, also known as Major Nelson. You don't want to miss this one. This is June 11th, so it's happening this Tuesday, and you really don't want to miss this. This guy has decades of experience in the game dev industry, not to mention the fact that for the last 20 years or so, he was creating the Xbox community. So definitely come. Don't miss any of them, but definitely come. And then this event, we actually held this event this past week, and it was so fantastic, and everybody loved it, and there were so many people who couldn't attend that they were sorry they missed out. So Radical actually, let us have a little playtime on the screen live, and it was just a great learning about these new tools. So this is happening again this week. Be sure to join us for that. And then we have Unity Muse, accelerating prototyping in Unity editor with AI. Martina Johansson is coming. She is the product manager, senior product manager. This is going to be just an awesome learning experience and really a great time to ask questions about what AI can do to help accelerate the whole experience when you're building out. So definitely join us for that. Monetization 101, do's and don'ts. Matt Dondelinger, am I getting that right, Thomas?
I think so. His name's hard for me too.
Yes, it's a little for a tongue twister for me. But so Matt is going to come and talk about the right monetization strategy. So maybe it is not your specific job or your specific role to do monetization or be concerned about monetization, but I would take umbrage with that. It's probably everybody's role to be concerned about the monetization. So come and join and learn so that you can contribute on a team effectively.
And if I can add for Matt, Matt,
yeah.
like he didn't just like decide to be a monetization, but he worked on the Star Wars MMO. He works for Bethesda now. Like he's monetizing huge games, and he was at Unity with me actually teaching us how to use monetization as well. So and this talk is really, really good. It's a really, really well thought out talk.
Fantastic. Thank you, Thomas. And then we also have cinematic design thinking. So this is Mark Holmes, and he is going to lead us a session to talk about and to share with us how to create deeply engaging visual narrative concepts and experiences. So it's going to be fantastic. He's been, again, all of these folks have been doing their thing for decades. So you don't want to miss this. Just come and learn.
Yeah, so I'll just chime in on this one. So just to provide some context on Mark Holmes, so he spent 16 years at Pixar. He's bringing a lot of great insights and lessons from visual storytelling. And he implemented many of them working for the likes of Electronic Arts on the Sims franchise as an example. So fantastic lessons, and that's happening next weekend.
Yes, yep. All right, and then the next one up, which I'm going to change my slides here, is Kate Edwards. Some of you may remember we had a fantastic session with Kate last year, and so we have invited her back. We're going to talk about culturalization in video games. So this is, how are you representing culture when you're building the game, and how widespread, what's the variety, what's the diversity of it, and why it matters. So don't miss this. She's a pro, and her session was fantastic last year, so I think you'll really enjoy this. And then we have a panel discussion coming up, crafting worlds, and we've got moderation happening. So we're gonna here in this session, we're gonna talk about with creative directors and narrative directors, cinematic directors, game designers, all about how do you craft those perfect worlds and those unique worlds, something that someone else hasn't seen. And then we have the fireside chat with Peter Moore. Peter Moore, in case you guys don't know, he was with EA. He was like leading the teams that did some of the big sports games that you know the names of, like FIFA and others. So definitely come and just enjoy a chat with him. And there's also a Q&A time with him as well.
So Alice, let me chime in on this one, just again to explain. So you guys, Peter Moore is a trailblazer in the video games industry. This guy has been very senior both at Xbox, not just at EA, but specifically at EA. He's led really the EA Sports. He built that brand. He was the CEO of the company. He's going to be joined by Katrina Strafford, who will be moderating this. And Katrina also comes from very senior leadership roles, having worked on multiple marquee franchises like Need for Speed and Battlefield and Star Wars and a few others. So this is going to be really a riveting talk. I encourage everybody to join.
And then the last event I want to talk to you about is the Game Spotlight and Pitch Review. So on June 25th, we will gather together, and some of the teams that submit their games will be invited to come and share them in a spotlight in front of all of us and in front of this panel of game dev experts. And they will receive feedback and comments and suggestions based on what they share. There's something, even if you are not selected to come and present, there's so much to be learned. Even if you're not participating in the game jam, there is so much to be learned by coming and watching this. So I hope that you will be here and be part of that.
Alice, if I can chime in on this as well. You guys, so this is a session we did last year, and we actually got fantastic feedback from the participants on this. Wanted to make sure, so we're kind of bringing it even bigger and better this time. And what's important to note is that we selected these experts, in quotation, that are basically people who have actually walked the walk. They're not just talking this talk and giving you comments about your pitches. Whether they had to pitch us inside a corporate to get their franchise greenlit, or where they actually had to stand as an entrepreneur and pitch it to a VC or a publisher. So, so again, we're bringing a wide spectrum of backgrounds to the table, as well as regions. So I'll just stop for a second and talk about Coem. Coem is a founder himself who sold the DICE studio to Electronic Arts, and over time led the Battlefield franchise and group studios at EA. These days, this guy is not only an angel investor and an investor of an indie publisher called Raw Fury, based in Europe and Sweden. He's also now leading an early stage VC. So, and again, very much kind of founder mentality. So like I said, we're trying to bring kind of a good mix of people with different backgrounds who actually walk this walk. So
Terrific. Thank you, Maya.
sure.
So get the idea. We'd really like to see you at all of them because we think they're all awesome. So we hope you can just, block out your schedule and come to all the X-Place events this month. Okay. With that, I wanted to make sure we have a feature in our events portal where you can actually share an event. So if you're attending an event, you can click on it to share it out to your followers and invite your friends to come. They can come and attend the event. They have to sign up through the X Place. But this is a great tool to be able to use for an event that you think is worth participating in. And then here we are at a glance. Here's what's coming up this month. So there's something almost every day through the 25th related to Game Jam events.
And can I add a special sneak announcement before we reveal the theme?
Yes.
So I was able to lock this down Thursday, and I know Maya and Alice, but I want to tell all of you now. So I also was able to work with our internal community team, and we will also so we're going to do our game spotlight and pitch reviews here internally for the community. We are also going to go through and pick a bunch of the games, and we're going to do a live showcase of the games on Unity's Twitch channel the first week of July.
Yay.
So that'll be on twitch.tv/Unity. We'll let you know in Discord when it's time to do it. I'm still working on getting like the people to come play with us, but so on top of trying to get you that industry and that expert feedback, we also just want to try to help expose like your game and what you've created to whoever we can. So we will be doing that on Twitch. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but it's the first week of July, and I think it'll be on a Wednesday. So keep an eye. We'll let you all know, but we'll do like a 2-hour stream. We'll play as many games as we can and talk about them. And we'll let you all know. So that one of my favorite part about these showcases, we do them for students quite a bit, is if you are there in the chat, you can talk to people about your game and they'll ask you questions live. It's really fun. So excited to be able to do that for you. I'm glad that our Twitch team was down to get to work with me on this. So it's going to be super sick.
That's fantastic, Thomas. Thank you for sharing that. That's great. All right, now drum roll. Are you ready for the theme reveal? Should I pause? Anything else you want to enter? Thomas, anything else you want to talk about? We delay this anymore? Okay, no. All right. There's a blank screen. Here we go.
And now we watch it over and over again for 2 hours. Are you all ready?
Got the idea? It's the travel edition. Peter, I'm sorry. I had that video rate on HD. Did it not play well?
Zoom is picky no matter what you do, though.
Okay.
So it's gonna be.
It was okay. It was a bit choppy, but it's all right.
Okay, well, if you want to watch that awesome video over again, which we would love, it will be on today's reveal event page. So we will drop that video there and you can watch it all day long with your team if you want to. So it is the travel edition. So this is all about preparing for an epic journey. Where are you going to make your game go? Where is your game going to travel? Go to real continents or make up continents if you need to. You can explore, create exploration-based games, narrative-driven adventures. I'm looking at my list here. Geography-based puzzle game, cultural exploration simulator, which I think would be really cool. Travel management tycoon, multiplayer expedition game, time traveling adventure. So those are just some ideas. You've got better ones, I'm sure. So start the wheels turning and thinking about how you will incorporate travel into your game. Okay.
Oh, that's a great
All
question from
right.
Mikey. What is the timeline? So the game jam officially kicks off, I believe it's at noon Pacific on the 13th,
It
On
is.
and it
June 13th.
June.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it
and
ends.
submissions are due on the 19th at noon Pacific. So again, all of you will see this on, if you go to the events board, you are going to see both you'll see the submission deadline as well as the start. And this reveal page is going to house this deck, the video, as well as some additional information. And just with respect to the travel, feel free to roam, not just the real world, but also to imaginary ones.
Absolutely.
Um,
I hope
with
for
that deadline in
imaginary
mind,
worlds.
I'm going to give a pointer about that for those that may not have jammed before. So, if the deadline for submitting your game is at noon Pacific on the 19th, you should start doing your final build. I would give yourself like 12 hours, right? Because I'm just gonna, as soon as you push that build button, every bug you didn't know existed is going to show up. So, just be ready. The final build is like, sometimes it works without problem, but just give yourself time. Like, give yourself time to troubleshoot that build. You know, depending if you're going to WebGL, if you're going to PC, like whatever you're building for, just give yourself a good chunk of time to troubleshoot your build.
Yeah, great tip. And as Peter said, every QA in the room is nodding their head vigorously. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so what's next? Make sure you join the Discord because we do drop announcements there. Your team will have their own room. Uh, Mentors will meet you there, and you can also find more teammates there. So that's part of the what next. Then also register for the coffee chats or come, because if you've already registered for the summer game jam, then you're going to automatically be invited to the coffee chats and the presentations. So we hope you will come to those. And then of course, come to the summer game jam and get your goodies. So with that, we can move on to any questions that you have. We're trying to answer them in chat simultaneously while sharing the
Yeah.
theme reveal. What do you think about the theme of travel?
I do think there's a couple questions to us. Let me jump on the ones in chat real fast just because they went out. So someone said, "Can you be a team of one?" I'm trying to remember. We discussed this, and I think the answer was
I'll
yes, but
discourage you guys. I will discourage you from going and setting up a team of one. And I'm saying this because one of the things that studios look for is like video games as a team sport. They want to see that you can actually work in a team setting well. So that's why we would encourage you to have a minimum of three. If you're still feeling strongly about keeping it as a team of one, go for it. But truthfully, again, it's going to raise question marks. Anybody looking at basically at that element in your portfolio. So these collaborations are important.
Yeah. And Nathan has asked the question, will there be votes, judging, and winners this year? So this is not a contest. It's not a game jam contest. So you will make submissions, and those submissions will select some of the submissions to be part of that spotlight event. So we just want you to come, have a great time, and build something phenomenal to share.
let's see.
Okay.
Someone asking, "How can we guarantee that teams won't start before the start time?" Because don't. That's out. Because I made this face, and this face stops people from doing stuff. But really don't. Like, this is about testing yourself, pushing your limits, right? Um, Somebody said, so like, what if I'm not jamming to get a job? I'm just jamming to jam. That's totally fine. Like, you don't like, if your goal is not to get a job, you just want to be part of the jam. That's totally cool. And yeah, it's totally fine to do the jam on your own. Like I said, we're recommending you team up. We're not requiring it. Now someone's asking about prizes, and while we don't have a competition going, I know I have some prizes to give away. But do we want to talk about those right now, or do we want to wait? How do we want to discuss those?
Yeah, let's go for it. Tomas, go.
So I have 25 Unity Pro licenses to give away, and I'm also going to be raffling some off in the Discord and giving them away in the Discord. So we'll be doing that as well. I believe Houdini is providing some licenses as well to give away.
Yeah.
So we have some of those things to give away to folks. Yeah. Oh, are we allowed to
That's
pitch ideas with one another as long as we don't start working? I assume that's
Yes, and
why
some of that will
Yeah.
happen also in the coffee chat
Yeah.
sessions. So when you come to the coffee chats, just to explain how these work, is that basically you start with like everybody's in a big room, and then we're randomly going to break you into rooms of 4 to 6 people. It's a great opportunity to kind of, if you have an idea, pitch it and see if you can actually persuade people to join your journey on this game. And then after a few minutes, we're going to mix you up again and kind of put you in another team where, again, you're going to be interacting with other folks and meeting more people. Here's another chance to pitch it again. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And Niall has it nailed on the head. The prize is the sick game you make with cool people.
the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think one more thing that's important to us to note, you guys, this is a collaborative game jam. So I'll say this, that from our perspective, there's no one winner. Anybody who's basically submitting a game, meeting the submission guidelines will be included in a raffle of these amazing awards that we have lined up. There's a huge it's a huge milestone to achieve when you're finishing a game from start and to actually delivering it and putting it in the hands of other people to play. And that's what we're really hoping that each and everybody who's participating is going to be able to achieve that. So that's kind of where we're coming to this. It's a learning experience. It's a collaborative game jam. And again, submit and meet the submission guidelines, and you're going to be included in those raffles.
Somebody asking, or Mikey's asking, what do we need for sure to build the game for platform wise? If you mean like what tools do we need, I mean, you're going to at least need a game engine, something to model some assets with and create some assets with, or an asset store that you're buying assets from, something like that. And the ability. If you're talking about what platform do we need to build the game for, like what do I need to publish to? You need to publish it to something that we can play it on. So I would say probably PC or WebGL are probably your two best output sources. You could also potentially do Android, but the thing is there's no way to guarantee that all the people trying to play games are going to have an Android device to test on. And you could also do iOS, but same caveat there, right? Like you don't like for as an example, I have one iOS device in my house and it's like 10 years old. So like it would be hard to guarantee. So I really recommend your build output should be PC or WebGL so that it's playable by as many people as possible.
I have a question pertaining to what Maya was talking about. Do you find that there's a large number of people in teams that don't end up actually submitting something?
I will say that last year we did have some people who actually just wanted to partake in all the sessions. They were still finishing their school year, so they weren't able to take an active part in the jam. So that's why I would say, yeah, that like we actually are anticipating some of that will happen also this year. We know that it's a global jam, you guys, and there's like people right now participating here from 50 countries. And we know the academic calendar varies quite a bit between different regions. So we want to allow people to still partake and kind of enjoy this learning opportunities. So we're inviting them in.
And
Yeah.
sometimes life gets in the way too, and things happen. Like you just got to kind of account for that. I would also like really recommend if you get your game to a point where like it's playable, but you're like, oh, it's not cool enough, or oh, it's not good enough, or oh, I didn't hit. That's fine. Button it up, submit it. Right. This is a
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah.
It's we're not trying to get a BAFTA. If you get a BAFTA, that's cool. But like really, you're just trying to make a really fun game, right? Like that's the goal here.
Yeah. And a submitted game for the game jam is something you can use in your credits and in your portfolio. So submit it so that it gets to that point of completion, whether you're thrilled with it or not. Go ahead and do it.
Any other questions?
Just my condolences to those that are going through finals week right now. I hope it goes well for you. I know like it's so hard. Like my team serves educators globally, and it's so hard to align with like collegiate schedules. I have friends that literally had their graduation ceremony 3 weeks ago. There's folks that are going to be doing that soon. Like it's tough, but yeah, good luck to you in your finals and good luck in the jam.
Best place to meet folks is the coffee chats, yes. However, You can use the tools of the XPlace. If you're looking for an artist and you don't see someone who's looking for a team, you can use the tools of the XPlace to search on people and then art, and then just message those folks and say, would you be interested in joining my team for the Game Jam? And yes, Discord also.
A couple of things to take into account when you're inviting people to join your team. Make sure there's like a nice overlap of the time zones. That will make it easier for coordination across the team. And I cannot stress this enough. Make sure there's somebody to keep the team on track. So whether it's a full-time kind of a person who comes from production experience or can basically lead that function, just to make sure that there's somebody who's continuing to scope, delegating different roles and assignments to team members, especially because, again, it's a distributed jam and we have people working across different locations. So that will kind of be a really valuable piece there to keep you guys, to usher you to safety to actually submit something at the end of this jam.
Hey Maya, can they join only one team or can they be part of multiple teams?
So last year we did have like an animator who ended up working with 2 teams, and it is possible you guys be the boss of your own time. If you feel like you can manage it within your schedule, go for it.
There was a question asked, and I wanted to make sure I answered it, and I've got to remember it. So I'm gonna mute again while I research.
And Ali, welcome. I know you just joined the session. So this entire recording will be on the reveal event page just shortly after we end here today.
Yeah.
And then, yes, the rules, the theme about the Game Jam are all in that same place under the events page under the Summer Game Jam event. So you'll be able to see the rules, and we'll also add the theme there as well. The theme, Ollie, is travel. We just announced it just a little while ago before you got into the meeting.
One more thing that's probably important to mention, the submission guidelines there is on the board, submissions are due. There's an event called submission are due. It's actually going to have a reminder, basically, if you added that to your meetings, you're going to get a calendar invite, and that's going to be a good reminder that it's 1 hour to submission time. In there's going to be the submission guidelines. We will make it available in a variety of places. But
this is how AI optimizes my.
Oh.
Sorry.
But anyway, if just know that will be a default place where you can always find the submission guidelines, and it's going to be residing on that events portal throughout the jam. Okay.
I remembered what I was addressing. It was about the recordings. So we are also going to host the recordings of every single session we do on learn.unity.com for you all. So if you do happen to miss one of the sessions, we'll have full recordings of all of the panels, all of the discussions, and that will be a private link for all of you to get to so that you can go through and work with them. And also a final note, if you get stuck or need help with Unity, learn.unity.com is super dope and it's free. And my friends build it and they do a really good job. So check that out as well if you need like more resources on top of the support you'll have in Discord.
Maya, I don't think we have boundaries around how much can someone bend or stretch the theme. Is that correct? They can incorporate it as little or as much as they want, right?
Yeah, and you'll see it in the description. It's pretty wide. There's a lot of room to play with it. So we will include the description right after this inside this particular event info. We will share that right after.
I wanted to ask, so looking when we made our teams, we got a Discord group as well, and I noticed there's a lot of other people in it as well, as long as mentors as well. I wanted to ask, what is exactly the role of the mentors in the group? Meaning, like, if we needed help with is it just meaning with help with just how the team works together, or is it help as well if we actually have an issue with designing something, or if we can't get something working? Are they allowed to help us in something more deep level than that?
So a couple of things there. One, every team, the reason we're asking you to kind of connect, if you have a team, to immediately reach out to the mod so that we can actually set up private channels and rooms for that particular team to have their discussions throughout the jam. With respect to the mentors, we have mentors who can work with the team and kind of you can ping the same mentor over and over again throughout the jam. And there's also going to be discipline-specific mentors. So let's say you don't know how to render a particular thing, you can actually ask a specific mentor. And again, the mods can help you identify who would be relevant for that. So I hope that addresses your question, Niall.
It does. Thank you very much.
Great. Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining in today and for your great questions. The question and answer doesn't have to end here. Use Discord, reach out to our mods. You've got our support at thexplace.ai. Reach out to us anywhere you find us and we will answer your questions for you and be happy to help you. So looking forward to seeing the great games you're going to build, and we'll see you at some events and maybe at the one later today. Bye, everyone.
Talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Mhm.